Whispers of witchcraft had barely settled when another shadow rose heavier than the last. HIV. The word carried venom, slicing through the family like a blade. It was no longer just about quarrels in the bedroom or who controlled the remote. Now, the grandmother's very dignity was dragged into the dirt. The grandchild's voice trembled with anger as they recalled coming home from work to hear neighbors say their granny had bewitched a child, that her church sand had poisoned innocent hands. But then came the darker rumor that she carried the sickness, that HIV lived in her blood, that even within her own house she was marked as unclean. Each denial only fueled more suspicion, and each accusation turned the living room into a court where love was a stranger. Between husband and wife, faith and betrayal, the question of HIV became more than a disease. It was the cruelest weapon, a stain no apology could wash away. Bishop opened the evening with a piercing question, looking at the two women before him. Both were already married to different men, so he wanted clarity. Was this feud about one of them coveting the other's husband? His sharp tone carried suspicion and curiosity, hinting that such a scandal could easily destroy family ties. He warned that marrying into the same clan should never turn sisters-in-law into sworn enemies. With that striking introduction, Bishop reminded everyone that this was the night's theme on Rea Tsotella, and he was here to unravel it without hesitation. He explained that the show travels across communities, listening to voices that seek resolution, and today they were in Soshanguve to confront a painful conflict that had been festering inside one family. A woman had written in, pleading for help, because although she and her sister-in-law belonged to the same household, peace was nowhere to be found. The stage was set for confrontation, and Bishop invited the woman at the center of the storm to step forward. She walked in nervously, greeted the host, and admitted she knew of the show. Bishop wasted no time and told her plainly that someone had complained about her. He pressed her, "What exactly did you do?" The woman, trying to appear calm, insisted she was innocent. Bishop then summoned the accuser, introducing her to the audience. The atmosphere thickened as greetings were exchanged, and it was confirmed that this was indeed the right person. Bishop urged her to explain why she had brought her relative to Rea Tsotella. With a steady but wounded voice, she began addressing Mama Sakane, saying that the endless quarrels between them had led nowhere. She accused Sakane of cruelty, claiming that during fights, Sakane taunted her with vile words, accusing her of being HIV positive. The accuser said she had even agreed to undergo tests to prove her health, waiting at the clinic where Sakane had promised to show up. But Sakane never arrived. Frustrated and humiliated, she had even involved community patrollers, yet no solution was found. That was when she turned to Rea Tsotella for justice, demanding that the accusations be dealt with in public once and for all. "I want to be tested right here today so that everyone can see the truth," she declared defiantly. Bishop leaned in and assured her that the matter would indeed be handled. Sakane brushed it off with indifference, saying she had no issue with that. But then the conversation flared again. The accuser added with trembling anger that Sakane had also insulted her deceased mother. Her voice cracked as she asked, "Why do you insult someone who's already gone?" Sakane immediately shot back, demanding to know how she was being blamed for starting it, insisting that the other woman had first mocked her own mother as a swindler. "Don't twist this," Bishop interjected sharply, asking both to hold nothing back, but also to stay truthful. The audience watched, gripped by the raw bitterness spilling across the stage. The quarrel spiraled deeper. Bishop noticed Sakane wearing a church badge, and the accuser seized on it, saying she should behave with more dignity if she belonged to the church. Sakane retorted that the fights had long existed, and the badge had nothing to do with it. The name of a man, Ronnie, was dragged in, but Sakane quickly dismissed it, refusing to involve him. Bishop tried to regain control, but the two women kept trading blows. The insults grew crueler, Tsakane accused her rival of starting everything by speaking ill of her mother in the grave, even ridiculing the condition of her body. Gasps filled the studio as the accuser, trembling with fury, threw the words back. "At least she rests with dignity, unlike your mother, who was nothing but a crook." The studio fell into tense silence, the weight of the insults shocking everyone present. Bishop raised his voice, demanding honesty and restraint. But the women kept insisting the other was the one who first crossed the line. Both stood their ground, pointing fingers, their truths colliding violently in front of the cameras. The crowd shifted uncomfortably, feeling the sting of every word, as Bishop braced himself for the storm that was only beginning. The tension escalated when the woman revealed that she had once called the community for intervention. And in that moment, even France, her opponent's husband, had been summoned. His arrival turned the atmosphere into something dangerous. Instead of reconciliation, he accused her of killing his father and, in his rage, even threatened to shoot her. Bishop leaned forward, unsettled by the sudden twist. "But what does France have to do with this? Isn't this matter between the two of you?" he demanded. She insisted that France was part of the ongoing hostility and that she had mentioned him when she wrote to the show long ago. Her rival scoffed, shaking her head. "So you dragged me here for no reason? All this over France?" she snapped bitterly. The accuser did not flinch. "No, I brought both of you. I want the truth laid bare." Bishop cut in with a stern voice. "Then answer me. Why throw insults about her health? Why accuse her of illness?" The accused hesitated, her lips trembling. "Do you know why I said that?" she muttered. "She never told me," Bishop pressed, turning to the other woman. "Tell me now. What did you do that made her strike you with those words?" The woman recounted a memory from the past May, during the election period. Her husband had been seriously injured after being struck by a car. At that time, she and her sister-in-law were still speaking, even exchanging greetings despite their frequent disputes. But suddenly, without provocation, insults rained down on her that night. She said she stayed silent, confused by the sudden shift, unsure why her relative had begun hurling curses without reason. Bishop pushed again, his tone sharper. "And why bring up her health? Why that particular attack?" She could only shake her head. "I don't know. She just says I have this disease. She insists I must go to the clinic, but she never explains." Bishop raised his eyebrows. "Did you steal her husband, maybe?" The studio gasped at the question, but the woman shook her head firmly. "No, our husbands are brothers. There's no way I could steal her man." The crowd murmured, and Bishop held up his hand for silence. Her voice hardened as she explained that the real problem came from malicious stories spread at home. They told neighbors she had bewitched her sister-in-law's husband, even claiming she caused his accident. They accused her of destroying jobs, of casting curses upon the household. "They even said I was slowly killing my mother-in-law with witchcraft," she cried, her voice breaking. Bishop turned his gaze to the other side. "Is that what you were told?" The accused shook her head vigorously. "No, that's not what I heard. But don't pretend this is the first time we've clashed. Our fights have been going on for years," the woman continued, recalling how her in-laws once traveled to a sangoma in Hammenskral, and when they returned, they spread poisonous words to her mother-in-law, convincing her that she was behind the illness weakening her body. "They turned her against me, telling her I was killing her slowly," she insisted. Her rival immediately countered. "I never went to Hammenskral with my husband. That's a lie." Bishop cut through the noise with authority. "Who exactly went to the Sangoma? Tell us clearly." The conversation spiraled into accusations, protection orders, and old wounds. One woman admitted she had taken legal steps back in 2017, filing a restraining order against both her sister-in-law and her husband because the battles never seemed to end. The order was later canceled at the request of her late mother-in-law, who promised to bring peace but failed to make it happen. The bitterness only deepened after both parents-in-law had passed away. leaving the two women locked in endless conflict without any real attempt at reconciliation. Bishop, visibly astonished, addressed them once again. "It still shocks me you are both married into the same family. Both of you have your own husbands. So what is all this fighting truly about?" His voice rose, cutting through the bickering. "Is it about men? Is it jealousy? Or is it something darker?" The accused answered quietly, "I don't even know anymore." Bishop stared at them both, the disbelief clear in his expression. You see, this is the tragedy two women with homes, with their own husbands. Yet instead of building peace, you turn the family into a battlefield. And still, after all this, neither of you can explain what you are truly fighting for. The studio sat in stunned silence as the two women glared at each other, their anger unresolved, the weight of years of bitterness pressing down on everyone in the room. Bishop fixed his gaze on both women, his tone stern. "You both entered this family through marriage, yet now you fight as if you were enemies. What exactly is it that tears you apart? Even the siblings are dragged into this, turning them against each other. Who is the one stirring all of this?" Without hesitation, one pointed directly at the other. "She is," she declared. Bishop leaned in. "And what exactly does she do?" The story unfolded, beginning with a quarrel that broke out during the December holidays. Children had been playing, something ordinary, but instead of letting it go, the clash escalated until adults were at each other's throats. "Her 19-year-old slapped my child," one said firmly. The other cut her off instantly. "That's a lie," my child came back crying, and I refused to waste energy shouting. I decided the matter should be reported at the police station. The slap happened right in front of her, and her son even boasted he would slap his uncle next to my husband. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Bishop quickly asked, "So why did this become such a war? What triggered this?" She explained that during the fight, even a 12-year-old child insulted her, claiming she was acting that way because the whole family had HIV. Bishop raised an eyebrow. "And your results came back negative, correct?" She nodded. "Yes. Yet she still goes around telling people you're positive?" Bishop pressed. The woman looked straight at him, her voice sharp. "She spread those lies long before I was ever tested." The other jumped in, shouting over her, "Stop lying! I'm not lying, Bishop. Do you think I'd waste my time dragging everyone here for nonsense? I wouldn't humiliate myself with lies. I called the community patrollers. I wrote letters. I begged for intervention because this situation is real." Bishop asked firmly. "Then why did you call the patroller?" Her voice cracked with anger. "Because she told her child to go slap Ceci, a 7-year-old, using her 12-year-old son." "That's not true," the other shouted. "Those kids were just playing." The accusations piled higher. He hit her on the back of her head, right after she had just done her hair. He made her fall. "Connie, that never happened." "Stop lying," came the immediate rebuttal. "He was on his way to the shop," she insisted. "You can't hide behind your church badge while your child attacks others." The other snapped back. "The children were playing, and you know it. You called everyone here with your lies." Bishop raised his voice. "Enough! If the children were just playing, why involve the patroller? Why turn a playground scuffle into war?" But the explanations clashed again. Because her son followed mine, hit her, and made her cry. When I asked who did it, my daughter pointed at her boy. That's when I tried to confront him. But before I could, their 18-year-old came rushing at me. He thought I was about to hit them. He shoved. Chaos broke out, but I never touched those kids. She was right there. The rival shook her head furiously. "That's another lie. I had witnesses. Their aunt was present. Even her child, Sakane, ran shouting to warn the boys, 'Run! Your mother is coming to hit you!'" The denial was immediate. Don't twist the story. Sakane wasn't there. We live across from each other. She wasn't anywhere near the scene. Stop dragging her into your stories. She was there. the other barked back. She told them to run, that Justice and I were coming after them. "Stop it!" came the cutting reply. "Tsakane doesn't even know the children fought that day. You're twisting this with jealousy." Bishop slammed his hand on the table, trying to silence the shouting, but the accusations kept spilling. "Connie, your lies never end. You even went so far as to call to Sheppo, just to ask if my husband ever paid Lobola for me." The room buzzed with shock at the level of bitterness. Bishop's voice rose over the noise. "This is unbelievable. What began as children's play has turned into poison between adults. You accuse each other of witchcraft, of illness, of disrespect for the dead, and now even the children's games are weapons in your war. This is tearing the whole family apart." Still, both women glared at each other, unshaken, neither willing to back down. The weight of resentment pressed heavily on the studio, while the audience held their breath, waiting for Bishop's next move. The argument veered into even more personal territory. One woman demanded to know why her rival had questioned Seppo about her marriage rights. "Why would you even ask her?" she challenged. "Did you expect Seppo to invite you to my ceremony?" The other snapped back that she had gone as far as calling someone from Mokopane just to inquire whether her husband had truly paid Lobola for her. The bitterness was clear, two women tied to the same family, yet probing into each other's private matters as though determined to expose shame. "I speak to Chepo," she explained. "We chat on Facebook and WhatsApp. She asked me about Connie, so I called her from my work phone." The other cut her short. "Lies. You called her and admitted it was your work phone. You even told her I don't have a job, that I stay home all day." The crowd gasped as Bishop lifted a hand to restore order, but the blows kept coming. "You're jealous," came the retort, "because your husband never paid Lobola properly. They only gave 1,000 rand for you." The studio erupted with noise. Bishop tried to silence them, asking who had given such information. One voice insisted, "I wasn't there, but I know it was only 1,000. The exchange grew uglier until Bishop interjected, commanding them to stop. "Ladies, listen, you're both married into this family, both with your own husbands, yet here you are, fighting like enemies. What is the true reason?" The women glared at each other, unwilling to admit fault. Bishop pushed harder. "Unless one of you desires the other's husband? Is that what this is about?" A woman in the audience suddenly confirmed, "Yes, Bishop, that's exactly it. She admits it herself. She wants her sister-in-law's husband." The accusation landed like a bomb. Bishop turned sharply. "Is that true? You want her husband?" The accused widened her eyes, shaking her head. "I don't know why she insists on saying that. My husband works, hers doesn't. That's the real problem. She resents me because my household is stable and hers is not." Bishop pointed his finger toward them both. "So now we see it. One is comfortable, the other struggles. And instead of supporting each other as family, you're destroying each other. Do you not see what this jealousy is doing to your children? They overhear your bitterness, and then they repeat it. That is why kids are accusing one another of witchcraft. You're planting poison in your next generation." His words struck the room, leaving it in a heavy silence. An elderly woman in the audience rose, her voice trembling but strong. "You must think about the seed you're planting in your children. When you are gone, what will they inherit? Hatred? Suspicion? They will grow up believing witchcraft where none exists. You are raising enemies within one family." The crowd clapped, some nodding in agreement. Bishop turned to the women. "Do you hear that? Even the audience sees the truth. You're wasting energy fighting each other instead of building. You live in shacks, yet rather than putting your strength into work and homes, you burn it here, tearing down the family." The women muttered back and forth, still unable to agree. One insisted, "I never called her a witch. She provoked me in December, That's why I insulted her mother. I was tired, the other shouted. Yes, I insulted her mother too, but only because she attacked mine first. I lashed back out of anger. My mother is gone, and she mocked her. Bishop shook his head, calling a man from the audience. Sir, please stand. Which one is your wife? The man stood slowly, his face tired from years of turmoil. The truth is, he began, we finished with each other long ago. We don't even speak anymore. But the real issue here is my sister-in-law. She insults my mother, saying her private parts are dried up in the grave. She mocks me too, calls me disabled because of my accident. When the government pays me a grant, she even says I have AIDS. The studio gasped again. The woman sprang up in protest. That's a lie. I never even knew you were receiving a grant. Don't twist this. But the man stood firm. There are witnesses. People have heard it. That is why my wife and I are here. We couldn't carry it alone any longer. Bishop raised both hands, commanding silence. The tension was thick, the family torn apart before the nation's eyes, each side claiming truth, each voice dripping with venom, while the audience sat stunned at the spectacle of kinship turned into a battlefield. The conflict refused to calm down. Just as it seemed like things might be moving forward, another storm broke out, this time about HIV accusations. The words cut like knives, sharp and deliberate. One woman, her voice filled with anger and wounded pride, declared that if there was any doubt, she was ready to be tested immediately in front of everyone. She wanted the rumors silenced once and for all. The other shook her head, insisting she never spread such stories, that she was being framed, that the entire thing was a plot to ruin her reputation. But instead of bringing clarity, the room filled with more chaos. Voices overlapped, fingers pointed, and emotions boiled over. One of the elders present tried to calm them, reminding everyone that the loudest person in an argument was often the one hiding the most. That remark only inflamed the situation. The accused woman jumped to her feet, shouting that she had been patient for too long, that her dignity and her mother's name were constantly dragged through the mud. She began recounting the insults she had endured, insults aimed not only at her, but at her late mother, who could no longer defend herself. Even my own children, she cried, have heard the foul words thrown at me. How do you expect me to remain silent when the memory of my mother is mocked again and again? The other side was quick to retaliate, arguing that the attacks had not started with them. They claimed that she had been the first to cross the line, insulting their family members, their marriages, even the struggles of her brother-in-law who had been in an accident. He stood up then, limping slightly, his voice breaking as he recounted how she had called him disabled, how she had used his pain as a weapon in their quarrels. He explained how he depended on a government grant to survive and how shameful it felt to be mocked for something beyond his control. Immediately, she countered, saying she only used that word after being accused of witchcraft, after being blamed for the very accident that had left him scarred. She turned to the mediator and the audience, insisting that the accusation of witchcraft was far worse than anything she had ever said. Yet, when pressed to reveal who had told her such a thing, she faltered, avoiding the question, and the crowd grew restless. The accusations spread in every direction. One claimed that the other had insulted her late father. Another said children were being sent to fight on behalf of their parents. Old wounds were ripped open, words about scrap cars, disabled bodies, and witchcraft flew back and forth like poisoned arrows. Each woman swore she was telling the truth while accusing the other of twisting facts. As tempers rose, Bishop Makamu raised his hand for silence. His voice was steady but firm. You must learn that not every insult deserves a reply. When someone calls you a name, it does not mean you must throw another one back. This constant trading of words is why you are here today. You are destroying not only each other, but your children as well. They will grow up carrying this bitterness, repeating the same insults, planting seeds of hatred that will last for generations. His words seemed to hang heavy in the air. One of the women crossed her arms, refusing to meet anyone's eyes. The other wiped her face with a handkerchief, her shoulders trembling, though whether from anger or sorrow was impossible to tell. The mediator continued, reminding them that their arguments had shifted far from the original problem. What began as family disagreements had now turned into attacks on dignity, on the dead, on innocent children. "If you truly want peace," he said, "you must stop looking for victory over each other. The truth is not found in shouting louder. The truth will come when you can sit together, admit your wrongs, and stop using the past as a weapon." But even then, the silence was fragile. Every face in the room showed years of resentment, envy, and rivalry that no single conversation could erase. And yet, for a moment, the possibility of change lingered, if only they chose to grab it. The air was thick with frustration. Finally, Bishop Makamu raised his hand and spoke with firm authority. He told them plainly that Rea Tsotella was a place for peace, not endless accusations and counterattacks. If they were unwilling to find common ground, then the show could not help them. He reminded them that there were many other people waiting outside who needed help, and it would be unfair to continue wasting time when these two refused to change their ways. His words struck hard. They were Christians by name, but their behavior showed hearts hardened like those of heathens. If a person's heart did not want to change, then no power could force them to do so. A transformation could only come from within. With that, he closed the chapter, thanked the viewers for tuning in, wished them a good night, and offered God's blessing before moving to the next case. The scene shifted to another story, just as heavy and troubling. A couple was introduced, and the audience braced itself for what was about to unfold. Bishop began with a chilling preview. He described the situation of a man who claimed that when he was supposed to sleep with his wife, she turned away and told him to come from behind. The woman instantly cut him off, shouting that he was lying, that such a thing had never happened, that he was fabricating the story to shame her. Voices clashed. Disbelief filled the air. Bishop reminded the audience that marriage vows bound couples until death. And here was another pair standing at the edge of that vow, their union broken but still clinging to bitterness. The wife's complaint was raw and filled with anguish. She had brought her husband from Soshanguve because she could no longer carry the weight of his accusations. He called her a witch, not in whispers, but loudly, publicly, in the very streets where neighbors could hear. She recounted sleepless nights, lying awake while her husband mocked her, branding her as someone practicing dark arts. She reminded him that they had gone to court in Pretoria North, and even there, he had pointed at her and called her a witch in front of the clerks. Her voice trembled as she asked how, after marrying her in 1988, he could now, in their old age, suddenly declare her a witch. Her pain spilled over in waves. She demanded to know what she had done to deserve this humiliation. If he no longer wanted her, if he had grown tired of the marriage, he should simply say so rather than destroying her dignity with such accusations. She explained how, whenever she returned from church, he told her that she was hiding her witchcraft behind the church badge. She asked, almost in despair, if aging had somehow turned her into a witch in his eyes. Then came another wound. She reminded him of the property they had once owned in Section HH. Without her knowledge, he had sold their stand. Worse still, on the title deed, he registered himself as unmarried, erasing her existence as his wife from legal documents. Where was she supposed to go after so many years of sacrifice and wasted time? She wanted answers. She wanted him to tell her what sin she had committed against him, because every day he tormented her. Her voice grew sharper as she listed the humiliations. He gossiped about her in the streets. On Sunday, he had insulted her again. Just last Wednesday, while she went to church, he had stood outside shouting that she was a witch. Even her faith was mocked, her church badge dismissed as nothing but a cover for supposed witchcraft. Again and again she demanded, what had she done to deserve this cruelty? Her words carried a mix of anger, grief, and exhaustion. The years of endurance were breaking into open confrontation under the lights of Rea Tsotella. The audience sat in silence, the weight of her pain hanging over them, waiting for the man's defense, waiting to see if truth or further accusations would follow. The old man tried to defend himself, but his words only dug him deeper. He insisted that things were not as his wife claimed. He said she was too clever for her own good, clever in a way that overwhelmed him, clever in a way that made him feel small. He said she pressured him into marriage, that he had married her in 1986 after knowing her since 1984, that he took her and her 4-year-old child as his own, raising the child as though it was his blood. He reminded everyone that he worked at the Schwane Metro Police Department, back then known differently, when he was still a CCP, essentially a security guard. He said he worked hard, provided for her, treated her well, gave her a good life, but the wedding itself had been strange. He complained that things were rushed, that his own family had been left out, that his wife's mother had orchestrated the signing at the commissioner's office and dragged him into a marriage he was not ready for. She exploded, cutting him off, shouting that he was lying. She declared that his version was twisted, that when they signed the papers, his family had no idea. And it was true, she had been taken there by his mother and others, but she was not the one deceiving him. She called him out, saying he was trying to paint himself as the victim when, in reality, he had always known what he was doing. But the old man doubled down. He accused her of coming into the marriage with heavy baggage. He said she had already been married twice before. He said she had been married in Section H to the father of the child he had raised, and again in Zebediela, and that by the time she found him, she was experienced in marriage while he was inexperienced and naive. He claimed she played with him like a fool, made him sign things he did not understand, trapped him in a life he never asked for. He pushed further, dragging their intimacy into the open. He said that when he was supposed to sleep with her, she would turn her back to him and tell him to come from behind. She immediately shouted that he was lying, that she had never slept with him like that his claims were pure invention meant to humiliate her. He swore again that he was telling the truth, insisting they had never slept face to face, that for decades they had shared a bed without real closeness, without intimacy. She called him a liar again and again, but he refused to let go of the story. He told the bishop and the audience that they never had children together because she never wanted to sleep with him. She interrupted, demanding to answer for herself, but he kept hammering at the same point. How could they have children when she turned away every time he reached for her? His bitterness spilled out with venom. He admitted that during the years he was working and had money, he had taken mistresses. He said plainly that, when he wanted intimacy, he had to pay for it, that women would not sleep with him unless he had money. His wife shouted that he was lying again, that he never gave her anything, that he was twisting the story. He countered that he used his salary to buy sex, because no woman would sleep with a man without money, and he claimed anyone could confirm that. She spat back that he was fabricating everything. He went further, explaining that after he retired, after he took his pension and returned home, things were calm for a while because the money was still there. But once the money was gone, the fights began. The peace vanished, and his wife stopped sleeping with him completely. She shouted over him that he was lying, but he pressed on. He said she mocked him even now, telling him that he was suffering from lack of intercourse, taunting him with his weakness. He said that yesterday she had laughed at him, saying he was a man starving for sex. He looked broken, defeated, yet still clinging to his accusations. And when asked when last he had been with a woman, he hesitated, fumbled, and gave no clear answer. The weight of his words filled the room with tension. Every sentence met with his wife's furious denial. The two of them locked in a battle of humiliation, and counter-humiliation. Their marriage lay exposed under the harsh lights of Rea Tsotella. Every wound ripped open, every secret dragged into public view, and still neither side showed a willingness to yield. It could be a year or more. Gosh, can I please answer for myself? Because you keep cutting me off. You keep painting me like a monster while you know the truth, the real truth, and I need to say it out loud. I don't have money for prostitutes anymore. I don't have money at all. And that's why things have changed. Today's women want money. They won't give you anything unless you pay. There's no woman who can sleep with you without money. You can ask around. You can ask anyone. That is how the world is today. There's no woman who just gives herself without money, and you know it. But still, you sit here and call me a liar? Old woman, you call me a liar in front of everyone? You humiliate me like this? Gosh, do you think that makes you righteous? Do you think you're proving anything? Without intercourse and marriage, there is no life. That's the truth. There will never be life in that home. Respect disappears when husband and wife stop sleeping together. The respect comes from intimacy, from touching, from being close. But when one refuses, when one denies the other, then there will only be conflict. There will be no peace, no respect, no marriage. It becomes just two strangers sharing a house. And that's the life we've lived for decades. Two strangers in the same house, two enemies pretending to be husband and wife, and you still call me a liar. Still laugh at me like this is some joke. Tell them, ma'am, tell them why you never sleep with me, why you laugh when I say it, because I know the reason, the real reason, and you know it too. You sit there smiling, mocking me, saying I lie, but when it is your turn, you hide behind half-truths. You twist the story. But today, you will say it, you will tell the people why there is no intimacy. Yes, tell them. And she laughs again. She says he's lying. He is not speaking the truth. Mr. Makamu, do you see? She laughs like this is entertainment. But for me, it's years of torment, years of humiliation. So tell us, why don't you sleep with him? Why all these years, why not once? And now she says it. Now she opens her mouth and speaks. My husband, right. He used to bring women into our bedroom whenever I was at work. Can you believe it? Into our bedroom, the place where a married couple should share love, the place of trust. He turned it into a brothel. He would bring them there. And when I tried to confront him, he told me if I followed him around, I would only end up with heartbreak. Imagine your husband telling you that. Imagine being kicked out of your own bedroom. Yes, he kicked me out. He told me I am nothing like other women, and that's why I haven't slept with him for more than 20 years. Not 2 years, not 10 years, but more than 20 years, decades. He made that decision, not me. And I said to myself, since I didn't start this war, I am not going anywhere. I will stay here. I will watch him destroy himself. I will see where his women take him. And now, look, he is sitting here, crying, saying those same women don't want him anymore because he doesn't have money. And the worst part is that some of those women were my neighbors, people I know, people I see every day. Who are they? Yes, I'll remind him, I'll remind everyone, he was sleeping with Georgina. Yes, Georgina, the woman who lives directly opposite our house, the one who walks past every day, the one who greets us. That's who he was sleeping with. And now, because of him, we can't even speak to each other like neighbors. He destroyed that too. Tell me, why did you sleep with Georgina in front of your wife? Why? And he says it without shame. While she was at work, he was craving intercourse. He was suffering, so he just did it. No thought, no shame, just craving like an animal. That's who you are, old man. And he even admits that if he doesn't have one, he will sleep with anyone, just anyone. No standards, no shame. And I tell you again, that's a lie. You don't know this man like I do. He's lying, twisting. but the truth is known by people at Section 3, people who know our situation, but sadly, they're not here today. Georgina had a husband, yes. But her husband divorced her because she was dating my husband. Imagine that. A divorce caused by this old man, and now he sits here pretending to be innocent. He wasted his pension money chasing after women, every last cent. Finished with them, and then came back to accuse me, to blame me. We had money saved, money we planned to use in our old age, but I saw the bank account emptying. I saw money vanishing, and when I went to ask the person who kept our money, he told me directly that my husband withdrew it all, saying no other man will hold his money for him. He withdrew it behind my back, spent it, wasted it, and when I asked him, he said I must not follow him around. It was his money. And now he wants to cry about love. So let me ask, do you still love her? And he says it. I never stopped loving her. I've always loved her. Even now, I love her. And Mr. Makamu says, tell her now. And he looks at me, says, I love you, and I look back. And Mr. Makamu says, kiss her, stand up, kiss her so we can see, kiss her if you love her. And he stands, awkward, fake, pretending, coming closer like a boy, saying, look, I'm coming to her. Hello, boy. Hello, who are you? I am Lethabo Labea. I am their grandchild, and I am tired of what is happening between them. You want to know how it affects me? Let me tell you. It does not sit well with me because when that whole story about witchcraft came out, I was not even at home. I was at work. When I came back, they told me that my granny sent a child to the corner. They said my granny was a witch. My granny is a ZCC church member. She had a problem with her feet. She never went to anyone's house to cause trouble. She went to the mountain because that is what our church does. We take sand from the mountain because we believe it heals problems with your feet. But then suddenly a story comes out that a child's hands were affected and it is supposed to be my granny's fault. How does that make sense? He fetched the sand before my granny even touched it. But still my grandfather used that to call her a witch. My grandfather swears at my granny every single day I was there. I heard it with my own ears. He calls her a witch. While I am sleeping in the bedroom, I got up and told my granny to go sleep because she was not sleeping. She was arguing with him. And when I tried to speak to my grandfather, he told me we are not his children. We must never speak to him. Do you hear this? He dragged me once. He pulled me like this, like a sack of potatoes. He wanted to pour me with boiling water. Do you understand? He lifted that pot ready to pour me, but instead he poured his own hand and burned himself. Next morning, he came to, me acting like nothing happened. He said he was not aware of what he was doing. He apologized. He said he did not know what got into him. But what if it had landed on me? What if my face had been burned? He once even had me arrested when I tried to speak to him. He went to the police and said, I almost hit him with a hammer. I ended up in jail for trying to speak sense to my own grandfather. Hey, old man, what is going on? Your grandchild is complaining. Can you hear what he is saying? He is complaining. I can't hear you. He says you are always swearing at your wife. You deny it. Let me tell you what really happens. I watch television alone every day. Alone in the dining room. While these people, this old lady sits with the children in her bedroom holding meetings. These children are her child's children, not mine. They are all on her side. They watch television in the bedroom while I am left alone to rot in the dining room. Imagine watching television alone in your own house while your wife and grandchildren shut you out. That is what she teaches them. She teaches them to stay away from me. It is because you swear at them. No, I don't swear. Come here, ma'am. Come stand here. Do you want to speak to him? Yes, I want to speak to him. Look at your partner. Yes, grandfather, if you know that I live in the back room, right? Yes, I do. I don't even have a television in my bedroom. The television is in Karabo's bedroom. The other one is in Granny's room. The one in the dining room doesn't even have sound. The one in Granny's room stopped working because she didn't pay for DSTV. So the only one that works is in Karabo's room. That is why we watch there. We can't watch television without sound. We are not excluding you. You can come sit with us. Nobody will chase you away. You can watch with us, but you don't come because you say Granny doesn't want you around. These children do not fight with me. They get along with me. It is their Granny who fights me. She is the problem, not them. I live in harmony with these children, but with her, it is war every day. And now you want to blame me when the whole neighborhood talks about her. Let me tell you why the people in the streets talk about your wife. It is because of you. You are the one who sold her out. You are the one who humiliated her in front of the neighbors with your affairs. You are the one who cheated with women who live nearby. You are the one who went to those women and gossiped about your wife. So why would they respect her? Why would they like her? When you were the one dragging her name through the dirt, you destroyed her reputation with your own mouth. And now, ma'am, I want to ask you directly. Did you ever catch him sleeping with Georgina or any other woman in your own bedroom? The room grew tense as the grandmother finally spoke with fire in her voice. She confessed that once she caught him with a woman from Marry Me, she came back from work that day tired and hungry, knocked on the door of her own house, and he refused to open. When she kept knocking, he finally opened, but not the main door. He slipped out through the dining room door with that woman. They ran away like thieves in the night, while she stood at the corner calling after him, demanding an answer. And when she called him out, he had the audacity to say she should leave him alone because she did not have what other women had. He told her she lacked something that others could give him. She spat her words with bitterness. That is not true, she cried. That is a lie. Old man, you are sly. Stop feeding us nonsense. These are lies and everyone knows it. The host snapped at the old man, telling him to cut it out, telling him they were not building each other with such toxic words. The grandfather straightened himself proudly and admitted, I was a cheese boy. I was frustrated sexually. He tried to defend himself, as if that excused betrayal. But the host cut him short, calling both of them to order, urging them to try to fix this mess. He turned to the grandmother. Here is your husband, and I can see he still loves you. Do you still love him? She lowered her eyes and admitted, yes, she still loved him. The problem was not love. The problem was the insults, the endless daily humiliation. He always called her a witch and spat venom into her soul. The host demanded an answer from the grandfather. Would he stop those insults from today? Could he promise to leave the name-calling behind? The old man quickly said, any time, even from yesterday, I told her my insults will stop if she and I can get along. But then he slipped into another subject. Are you speaking about intercourse? He asked boldly. The host blinked in disbelief. Are you saying you want to have intercourse with her? You are old, though, the grandfather raised his voice. What does being old have to do with that? Does it not work anymore? The host pushed again. Tell us, does your penis still work? The grandfather puffed out his chest. Yes, it still works. Tell her, woman, from today you will not hear another insult from me. I love you. You are my wife, and when I ask for a kiss, do not refuse. I am not some side boyfriend. I am your husband. We are old now. We must show love. They reprimand us everywhere. We are shamed everywhere for fighting. Can there be peace in the house? The grandmother looked at him with pain. I love my husband wholeheartedly, she said, but when he says he can have intercourse with me, he is lying. He hurts me. He sticks his fingers in my private parts. He tells me that he is grown, and when I refuse, he accuses me of sleeping with other men. That is why I refuse to sleep in the bedroom with him. That is why I sleep elsewhere, because he hurts me. The room fell silent. Her words cut sharper than any insult. The host's eyes widened. Are you telling the truth? Ma'am, she nodded. I am telling the truth. I cannot bear the pain. He must stop. The host turned to the old man. Will you stop using your fingers? The finger does not work for her. The old man threw his hands up. Brother, when I get an erection, my finger does not erect. It is my penis that erects. The host tried not to laugh, but the absurdity filled the air. The lady only asked for what she wanted, peace and respect, not pain. The host pressed him further. Do you want to divorce your wife? The grandfather shook his head. No, I don't. Did you divorce her last year, October? No, I did not. Then please, live in harmony. The host urged them to stand together, to reconcile, even demanded that they kiss, to seal peace, kiss each other and leave as one. But the grandmother hesitated. She wiped her mouth after the kiss, clearly disgusted, clearly unconvinced. He kept insisting he loved her, but the bitterness clung to every gesture. The host dismissed them with finality. This is Rea Tsotella. You cannot solve anything if you refuse to face what happens under your own roof. You cannot go to bed blind to the battles raging in your calm own bedroom.